It pops on my goddamn.
Oh my bad, I was vibing to the music. I guess Rich forgot. Earth to Rich. Earth to Rich.
Man, I thought you were gonna actually do
Let's
the
get it.
intro, man. That's my bad, man. What's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing, man?
You only get one shot, man.
Doing good, man. Can't complain.
Oh man, that's my bad, man. I was thinking about some other stuff, man. I'm vibing to the music, but hey, welcome everybody, to the South Pod, man, when we give you guys the stats and talk about the league, and we actually talk about one of the most unappreciated conferences, in the NFL, the NFC South, baby. So how's everybody doing, man?
Man, we good. I see you still on cloud nine because y'all on a little winning streak.
Absolutely, man. I got my beads on and shit like I've been to Mardi Gras. This cash money right here is glowing and stuff. I got my Panthers thing going, man. But man, first and foremost, man, I want to tell you brothers again, man, happy Veterans Day, man. A lot of times, we go out there and appreciate it.
Same to you.
And I truly appreciate, everything that you guys done for this country, and all those that came before us and those that's coming after us too, man. Hopefully y'all got an opportunity to go out there and get some of that free shit they've been giving out to all those veterans. But one thing that wasn't given out to Tampa Bay and Atlanta, that was wins. So hey.
Let's get it started.
That's what they wasn't giving out, man. So let's get into it, man. So I know Corey and Telly was at the Tampa Bay game. Man, look like you brothers are actually having a good time, man. But looking at that game, man, it's like, dang, what the buck is going on in Tampa Bay, Corey? What's going on, brother?
Oh no, Rich. Oh man. I mean, we can talk about the obvious, which is the lack of defense. We can definitely talk about that, about Tampa being ranked 32nd in the league in every statistical category in the defensive area. We can talk about that. That's the only thing I can tell you, man. We was there.
And oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
We was there. We saw what was going on. Offense as usual, they were doing their thing to an extent. We all knew the ball was going to Iden, Bucky, and White. That was the bulk of the offense. There was not a receiver sighting that whole game whatsoever. At some point, you're going to have to throw the ball down the field. We knew that there would be a drop-off when Mike and Chris got hurt, but a major drop-off like that is I still can't put it into words, man. Not one receiver gave them any production on Sunday. So they went to Iden.
Yeah, man, and that was actually very evident, like you said. I mean, you were there, you get a chance to see it up close and personal. But when you're talking about throwing that ball down the field and actually getting it in the hands of receivers, Rashard White led the team in receptions, that game, as a running back. So that's a telling sign right there. It's like, damn, man, the team is actually hurting with, Chris gone and, Mike sideline right now. But one thing is very indicative, though, and it's very surprising to me, and I'm pretty sure you didn't expect it, and I didn't expect it either, is the way that the Tampa Bay defense is actually playing. And that's kind of mind-boggling to me, man, that, they're not able to get it together at this juncture of the season. And looking at what their team had on paper and coming to the season, I thought they'd be a lot better than what they're actually performing like, currently. And, when looking at that game, man, when you look at your leading tacklers for the game of both of your safeties, that's an issue to me too. Like, damn, that's your last line of defense, and your safeties got more tackles than, your linebackers and your defensive backs. David had 8 tackles, which was tied with Antoine Winfield, but that's a problem to me. So, man, I don't know what they're gonna do or to kind of like turn it around on that defensive side of the ball, but something has to happen, and I think quick. What's your take, Will?
I honestly thought that Tampa played a good game. Yeah, the defense was lacking. I thought I'd have seen more from Baker going towards Otten. Irvin was doing this thing. White was doing this thing. I just really thought that he would relied on Otten a little more. You can tell he was definitely kind of scared to throw the ball. So I'll agree with you, Kool-Aid. Yeah.
He threw for 107 yards. He threw for 107 yards, Baker. He did 107. So that tells you everything you need to know. And to go back to the defensive side, Rich, you said Winfield and David had the most tackles, and them the two the ones that were costing us the game. Because what did San Francisco do? First of all, they averaged 7 yards a rush.
Yeah.
Even though they only rushed for like 75 yards. So that tells you right there the rest of it was through the air. They used McCaffrey in every which way possible coming back. This was the perfect ideal game, tune-up game for McCaffrey to get ready for his division. So if you want to be great, come play Tampa. That's what they did, basically. So I mean, Levante they put him on, they put McCaffrey on a route out and up. Levante couldn't hang with him. His age started showing. So we know this is going to be Levante's last year. Then on a third down, they run McCaffrey into the slot in a key stop where we needed to stop him. And Bowles' defense was to put Anderson in the flats. Anderson is number 98, one of our backup defensive ends. So he put him in the flats to cover McCaffrey. Are you serious? McCaffrey?
That's a total mismatch, and that's a total bonehead call. Any defensive coordinator, any head coach will allow that to happen. But like you said, man, Baker put up some very pedestrian numbers during that game, man, and it actually kind of like wasn't indicative of what I seen for him, throughout the league and where he's at when you're talking about, being in the top 5, for passing and touchdowns and stuff. So I thought he personally had a horrible game, man, but I just couldn't figure out what they want to actually do. I mean, even though the 49ers put up 413 yards on them, when you look at all the other numbers, they were very close. I mean, they outrushed San Francisco as well, even with CMC coming back. So I'm not sure, man, what exactly going on, but something got to give, man, and that leads me into the next topic because when we first started this thing off, man, we said two teams from the NFC South we're going to represent in the playoffs, that being Tampa Bay and Atlanta Falcons. But with this current skid that Tampa Bay is actually on, man, is Tampa Bay playoff hopes gone? What do you think, Corey?
I think we got the easiest remaining schedule in the league. But on any given Sunday, Tampa Bay will show you who they really are. So I think they probably end 9-8 and won't make the playoffs. 9 wins will not get you in the playoffs. 10 or more, and they may have a chance. So no, I'm on the fence with this one because the schedule's so easy, Rich. I'm just like, nah, this gonna be deceiving. They come back. These are the teams you should be. These are the teams you should be. So what's the point? If you're going to show up on these games, then we already know you're going to lay an egg, when it comes to the real team, competitive teams. But based on the way the defense playing, ain't no game safe. They're thinking the schedule is easy, but everybody having a career day against the defense. So I'm going to say, nah, they're not going. They're done.
What do you think, Will?
Kool-Aid, anything can happen in football, bro. I think y'all still may have the hope alive. Anything can happen.
Hope to do what?
I do agree, though. I do agree with you saying. Even though y'all do win out the rest of the season, when you come to the big games, because everybody steps their game up during playoffs. So I agree, but I mean, we did still say 2 teams was gonna make it from the NFC to the playoffs. So
we just didn't assume that it was gonna be Carolina with this winning streak that we're about to we're gonna talk about it later. But truth be told, man, Corey, did identify something that I think is actually key, which Tampa Bay do have a favorable schedule, moving forward, and they get Mike, coming back off the bye and stuff. I think that would actually help out somewhat to actually get those balls downfield, and Mike could go win those, one-on-one balls when you just basically just throw it up there and get them though. But I still, man, think there's hope for Tampa Bay. Yep. I think they need to shore up some stuff on the defensive side of the ball, which is kind of disappointing, being that your head coach is a defensive guy, and just looking at his stats throughout the years, and just kind of seeing like, damn, man, you guys are leading the league in this category, this stat, up in the top 10 in this strat. When you're talking about turnovers and turnovers, the ratio, where's all that at right now? And you can contribute that to injuries and stuff, but at the same time, the next man up, you all got a job to do. Y'all need to get in there and actually get, do the job that you're paid for. So I still think, Tampa Bay has a slim chance of still making the playoffs, but they definitely gonna have to actually turn it around. But if they don't make the playoffs, and we've already talked about Todd Bowles being in the hot seat, does that cost Todd Bowles his job? What do you think, Will? Oh, go Corey.
You already know my take. Go ahead, Will. I'll come after you.
All right. Hey, hell yeah, it's gonna cost him his damn job because they got a good squad. With the exception of the injuries, they have a good squad. And for him to not continuously pick up daggone W's and some W's that we all know should have been some wins. So yeah, it's gonna cost him his job. Come over here and holler at Dennis Allen. Please, God. Please.
What you got to add, Corey?
Man, it's definitely he's out. There's no way he can come back from this, in my opinion, based on the fact that Liam Cohen is doing good. He's outshining Bowles. The offense is doing more with less. They still leading the league, in statistics offensively with Liam Cohen, with the exception of throwing the ball downfield. Like you said, Baker got, astronomical numbers right now. He should be in the MVP conversation, but because we're losing, he probably won't be. So you got to think about it like this. Liam's going to get interviews when the playoffs come, when they start interviewing coaches. Yeah. He's going to get interviews. This is Baker's 6th offensive coordinator. You just signed Baker to a 3-year deal. This is your franchise quarterback. I don't think you expected your quarterback to play the way he's playing. So him and the OC are like a tandem. You know what I'm saying? So Bowles, you playing bad, you're coaching bad. The main thing about the team, you coach. So you're going to fall on that sword. You coaching with your clock mismanagement, no game awareness as their head coach. This is called, he hired this replacement, basically, with Liam.
Okay. Man, I agree with you, man, with this current, skid that you guys are on, and just, how Todd Bowles have been in the past, and to see what he's actually producing right now. You got to look at the common denominator. Right now, that common denominator is him and his inability to make good coaching decisions. We talked about it, last week, without him, wanting to go for the 2-point conversion, given that situation, which I think you could have ran something similar in that play and you guys could have got the win. And I think that does a lot, for a locker room to get them right back on actually track, because, Will said it, man, you guys got the talent. You guys got the talent to go out there and actually produce and win on a weekend basis. But what the hell is actually going on? And sometimes, guys will play for individuals who they know they got their back, who they got the confidence in to make those good decisions, to put them in those good positions to go out and win. So, hate to say it, I like to see, those minority coaches out there get an opportunity. But Todd Bowles is fucking it up for everybody, and I do agree with y'all.
This ain't no DEI hire. We don't need that. We don't need no DEI hire. We need somebody to coach. I don't give a damn about none of that. And then I'll add one thing real quick, Rich. One of the reporters here, local reporters that covers the Bucs, the Glazer family, they wanted one of these games. They told Bowles, you got to get one of these, either the Niners or the Chiefs. He had to get one of those. So after the game against the Niners, they were in the locker room, and Bowles was being talked to by the owners and the GM, and they said Bowles looked kind of like he knew it was over. Yeah. So that was great news for me. He's a great coordinator. I ain't gonna do him like that. Bowles is a great coordinator, but I don't see head coach. His record 21-24. It speaks for itself. That's not winning, but Carolina is.
Yeah, and we are, man, and
Walking a mile.
and let's go, man. You know, I'm on a high, man. There's been some actually luck behind those wins for sure. But you take them when you can, man. You know, you just take them when you can, and you know, I think that does a lot for that locker room. I think that does a lot, you know, for Bryce Young and you know his mentality to get out there and actually play football, you know, effectively. Although he had some very pedestrian numbers as well. I mean, he was 12 for 25, 126 yards, and he threw for a touchdown. But the MVP of the team, and he's just playing on a week-in-and-week basis. Chuba Hubbard, 28 carries, 153 yards for a touchdown with additional 4 receptions for 16 yards. So right now, man, those boys are firing on all cylinders. And this was the first week that I saw the defense, which they almost gave it up, actually play a solid game, man. You know, you had a Jadeveon Clowney sighting and stuff, so I was very happy to actually see that. And I was also happy that Tracy fumbled that ball in overtime to give us the opportunity to go down there and win that game. So, yeah, we're riding high right now, man. And like I told you guys before, I made that bold prediction that Carolina was going to win 4 in a row. I got 2 green check marks on my sheet, man. The next game is going to be Kansas City, and then we got the Bucks game, which definitely Todd Bowles, if he doesn't get fired before that, he's definitely getting fired during that game when they lose.
Man,
what you guys thought?
you feeling pretty good. I give you that. Yeah, shout out to Chuba Hubbard, man. Hey, I'm liking what Carolina's doing. Plus, I'm happy for Bryce Young getting back in the saddle, you know. And I like putting him back in because this gives the organization an opportunity to decide, hey, we're gonna continue to roll with Bryce because we hadn't put him in a position to succeed, you know, or we still gonna part ways. So this is an audition for Bryce, you know, for the next team.
No, and you're absolutely right too. And another thing too, that's a key component though. With these wins, we kind of move ourselves out of position unless some strange things happen to even get a decent quarterback. So if everything aligns the way that it is currently, we won't be in actually running to get one of those, you know, sought after top quarterbacks that'll be in this draft. When you talk, definitely not Shedeur Sanders. You know, you got Jalen Milroe in there. There's a couple other guys too, but we'll definitely be out of running for those guys. It's not really a strong quarterback draft anyway, but some of those top tier quarterbacks, if that's what we're going to be going after, which I think we still need to draft a quarterback, but more importantly, we need a defensive edge rush and we need another wide receiver. But with these wins, that's actually kind of rolling in. I think you kind of force now, you know, to continue to play in Bryce and hopefully that he's flourished. Hopefully, you know, that the coach can be able, Canales be able to get Bryce where he needs to be and start to get some wins. We already got more wins than we did last year, so that's definitely a positive. You got anything?
We'll see. You talking pretty slick right now, talking about y'all gonna get us. You feeling a little confident, but we'll see.
I had to stick with that, man, because you know those are our next games, and I said it already 2 weeks, so I can't backtrack on it. So I gotta stick to my guns and stuff. I can't go and be a Bill Clinton and say I didn't have sexual relations with that woman, and we found out like, yo, asked me to lie the whole time. Now you're trying to.
I did not. Shout out to Bill, baby. Shout out to Bill.
What's your take on the Panthers, Will?
Man, y'all pull it off again. I'm gonna tell you, bro, that boy Chuba Hubbard. Woo! Y'all got a monster in the field. I hope y'all keep him. I hope they don't do nothing crazy like the Saints be doing. Young was playing to what I think was decent ball. Coker had 41 yards. Hubbard had 156. They should have gave Leggett a little credit because Leggett had 2 good plays that helped y'all out a lot. But it was a good game, man.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm eager just to see how the rest of the season play out, man, and hopefully this winning streak can continue, man, and carry on throughout the season. I think that'll do a lot, you know, going into next season, whether we make the playoffs or not. I know that's kind of a stretch right now, but I'm still looking forward to it, man. And I can actually, just boost the team up and just give us something positive to look forward, when training camp, looking forward, when training camp and everything come around next week. But let's talk about, y'all game, man. And just looking, at the Atlanta Falcons, which was another team that we predicted, to come out of the NFC South and actually, get a playoff spot. But, they ran into a roadblock playing the Saints, man. So I know you got to be on the high too, Will. So you think Atlanta's getting bored, man? Or what is your take on those Dirty Birds?
So I honestly thought Atlanta was trying to give us the game. Serious. Younghoe Koo, 3 missed field goals. There's nothing more I can say about that other than, Carr is going to be Carr. He's going to have his days, and he's not going to have his days. But he threw for 269 yards. Kamara had 55 yards rushing. But Valdez-Scantling, though,
yeah,
the boy came out of nowhere and was playing like no tomorrow. So I'm glad we had the opportunity to show some new blood on the field, man. And he came out balling.
Yeah, when you look at
like
it,
I said,
man,
Atlanta gave us that game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but when you look at it though, man, you guys, Atlanta made MVS look like a damn Pro Bowl receiver. That boy only had 3 catches for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Carr actually came out. He played actually well, and I think a lot of that contributed, to MVS too. But yeah, Atlanta, man. When you look at them, man, on paper, and you just look at that team as a whole. They got the number 3 passer in the league in Kirk Cousins, the number 5 rusher in the league with Bijan Robinson, the number 6 and number 8 receiver in the league. And when you look at that defense is actually solid too. But like, damn, what the hell is actually going on? What's your take on that, Corey?
The game was even across the board. I'm looking at the stats here. Like I said, it wasn't nothing that New Orleans did that was overwhelming Atlanta. New Orleans actually had 8 penalties, 76 yards. Atlanta only 6 penalties. Time of possession 35 for Atlanta, 24 for the Saints. Like I said, it was pretty evenly matched. So they had to be looking ahead. They had to, because there was no way, that no offense, Will, but all offense, that the Saints should have been in that game. Been able to hang with them. That was so
true.
And I think that
true. I agree. I promise I agree, man.
And I said last week they would lose by 24. So
you did. Like, come on, y'all just had a fire sale. They fired the coach. Whatever. You got rid of your best corner, the best corner in the NFC. You got rid of him. So and then Atlanta coming in riding the high horse. They beating everybody. Come on. They weren't paying attention to y'all. They played down to their competition.
Yeah, you got Micah Thomas throwing jabs at Derek Carr.
Oh, that was hot.
He was hot, man. So,
Riz, how you gonna hate from outside the club?
Yeah, I know. You can't get in. So
he on the street. Man.
So man, I think Atlanta overlooked those boys, man, and went in there and actually ended up losing that game. And like you say, Younghoe Koo was the MVP, pretty much throughout the season until those other guys, start coming around and stuff. And to have, those missed field goals and blocked field goals and stuff, that definitely, I think, were determining factors, in the Saints picking up the W, and being able to actually, live another week. Fight another day to try to actually, move up that ladder in the NFC South. But Telly ain't here, man. To give us his take. I wish he was here, because I know he'll do some ranting and raving and stuff. But I know he'll actually chime in and put in his input, a little bit later, man. But let's talk about some other things, man, around the league, man. I just want to get back to what we talked about before, man. When we talk about coaches on the hot seat, around the league, man, there's a bunch of teams out there that's, cellar dwellers and not doing, too well, man. And when I look at it, man, I just want to know you guys' opinion on who are some other coaches besides Todd Bowles, who's obvious for Corey. Who did you guys think was on the hot seat that may not have a job, come after this week or leading into the next couple of weeks or at the end of the season?
Well, we all know Chicago just fired their OC.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the right move. Offense having issues. As a head coach, I'm not going anywhere. So to show that I'm trying to move this thing forward, hey, you got to go, big dog. That's me showing that I can make changes, even though I know my year is up.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, he's gone too. That coach is gone. So Eberflus. So who else did they fire?
I saw them fire was the OC that I saw, but I was going to chime on that too, Corey, because I agree with you. Matt Eberflus is 10-24. His first 2 seasons. They're currently on this 3-game losing squeeze, but subsequently the OC lost his actually job because of the development of the plays he's calling for Caleb Williams. He's starting to have that stride. So he's definitely one of the coaches that I thought that will be on the hot seat and probably be gone if this slide actually continues with them actually losing. After starting off actually pretty well. What about Brian Daboll in New York?
I don't think he's gone. I think Daniel Jones will be gone.
Oh, yeah.
I think Daniel Jones will be gone. I think they give him one more chance because the Giants don't have anybody. But they made a mistake. They paid Daniel Jones instead of Saquon. Everybody know they took that L hard. And they fight them in the ass. It seems like all the NFC East teams I ain't gonna say all. Seems like the Giants and that other team, from the top down, they just making dumb decisions, right? And it's affecting their seasons. So they can't point the finger at Daboll. The GM might be gone because I know you watch Hard Knocks. Remember, he was the one that decided, I'm gonna go and pay this guy instead of this guy. So
yeah. I think it'll be a package deal. I think Daboll and the GM's gone. Daboll, they got a 2-8 record right now. He's 17-26-1. They lost 5 straight. And then when you lose that game the way you did to Carolina after coming back to make it a game, yeah, man. Yeah, you can just go home and get your cup of noodles and just cry your tears into that bowl of noodle, add some different sauce. Your ass is gone. What do you think, Will? Any coaches that stand out to you that may be on the high?
Well, definitely the coach from the Raiders. 2
Antonio
wins.
Pierce?
Nah, I disagree. AP ain't going nowhere.
I think he's safe because he's a new hire. And I think because of the culture and stuff, I think that, there's some different circumstances going on in that locker room, looking at those players. But Antonio Pierce is safe. Even though his record may not reflect, I think he's safe.
Yeah, the puppet is gone, though. He's going to be gone this year. Y'all know who the puppet is, right? If you're a puppet, you got a puppet master.
Who's that?
If you're a puppet, you got a puppet master, right?
Oh, Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's definitely gone. Yeah. Now that's going to be interesting to see who is that job. Yeah,
and you know what, man? I got him on my list too. So I agree with you, Corey. Mike McCarthy, when you look at his numbers, he's 45-31. They had 3 consecutive 12-5 seasons with nothing really to show for it, because if you ain't getting to the big dance, none of that shit really means anything. And now you guys are 3-6 this season. Dak is out for the season. Y'all guys have no running game. Who are you starting at quarterback? That's still, kind of like up in the air. You start Cooper Rush, you start Trey Lance. I don't know, because both of them are, dumpster juice. It's hot garbage over there right now. So, what do you actually do? But I do agree with you, man. I think Mike McCarthy is actually gone. But like you say, Jerry's pulling those strings, and his ass will be working at Chuck E. Cheese next year.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting spot to fill. I can't wait to see it. I'm here for it.
Well, y'all know he don't fire during the season.
At
the end of the season.
And he mentioned that too. He didn't want to actually interrupt the team with so much different things actually going on. But sometimes, man, I think change can be positive and it actually puts your team on the right track when you actually have that right person, leading that ship. Not everybody. I was watching something a couple weeks ago when we was talking about leadership and, our ability to get out there and actually lead. And when people feel that, hey, this person is actually going to put me in a good, position to actually win, they're going to lead us and I can have trust and faith in them. We all know this as Marines. They're going to follow you no matter what. I don't think they're getting that in Dallas. So I think, they should make a change right now before it gets too far gone.
Yeah.
So it gets too far gone, man. What do you guys think about the Kansas City game, man? They found another damn way to win. And that's crazy.
I don't think about them, man. Whatever. I'm still pissed. No, they 9-0, Rich. You're right. They finding ways to win. Nothing they're doing offensively is scaring anybody. All it boils down to is you got a solid defense. Shout out to Spagnuolo, hellified coordinator. Solid defense. You got a solid offense, and you got a hellified coach / offensive coordinator, and you got that boy Mahomes. So if you allow them to stick around to the fourth quarter, well, I won't say allow them. If you don't get up all you got to try to get up on them to where they can't come back, you're in trouble. Because the fourth quarter, they the only team I know right now. They remind me of my Lakers when Kobe and Shaq were there. And Phil used to be like, hey, man, as long as we get down by 10 going into the fourth quarter, we're going to win the game. They turn on the switch. Kansas City turns on that switch. So until they're beaten, ain't really nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we can stick with I hope, we the black folks, man, because Rich said it, I meant to say it when you were talking about Tampa getting in the playoffs. You was like, man, there's hope. And I'm like, that's the problem with black folks with us. We always hoping. We are always hoping, man. Like, come on. You know what's going to happen. I hope, whatever. Nah, bro. It ain't happening. Go do something about it. Let me stop. What we talking about?
Nah, I get it, man. But for me, man, I'm an optimistic person, man. So I gotta look at things in a positive light, and I just gotta think the best, no matter what, even if it doesn't turn out that way. So I hope, that things could actually turn out. We'll see what actually happened, man. But currently, before we actually get into picks and stuff, man, the division is shaping up, like this. Atlanta is actually, still leaving the division, followed by the other guys, man. What are some key things, man, do you think that your team has to do as an individual to kind of move up that rank or kind of put themselves in position, for the draft? If the season ends up, in a losing season, or you just don't find yourself in that position to actually H2MO, welcome somebody.
Oh, that's the star fan.
Oh, okay. He needs to join the stage. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome.
What's going on?
Welcome,
hey, I'm what's going on? Y'all catching me off guard here. I gotta keep my eye on the road. And for about a few more minutes, then I can give y'all, some updates and why we losing so bad right now.
We were done talking about y'all. We about to go into the picks, man.
Okay, well, listen. Well, I'm here just to listen. I'm here to listen to the picks.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, we picking high school football games too now. The top games are just
So,
maybe. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good, brother. You good, man. I don't know if Telly had who won last week or Corey or anybody was tracking.
Nah, he didn't give it to me, but I got the week 11 schedule. If you ain't got it, Rich.
Okay, yeah, let's go, man. Let's get these picks going on there.
All right, for week 11, first game, we got the Commanders and the Eagles. Who you got, Will?
Woo! Man, I'm going with the Commanders. It's gonna be a good game, but I'm going with the Commanders.
They playing in Philadelphia too, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, they playing in Philadelphia, man. I think Jaden and those boys lost a tough game against Pittsburgh, and I picked Pittsburgh to beat them, but I'm not going to actually pick Philly to beat Washington this game. So I'm going with the Commanders.
Okay. I got the Eagles, man. I told y'all week 2, that the Eagles were going to bounce back, and they proved me right because the rest of the division trying to figure some stuff out. You know, Commanders, like we all agreed, they weren't supposed to be where they at. Nobody believed that.
That's facts.
But they there. So,
but they ain't Brian Robinson out. Brian Robinson out, right?
Yeah, he was out. He was out for the last 2 weeks. I think he should be actually. Well, actually, I don't know if he's going to be back tomorrow. I have to actually check the injury report.
Hey, and what happened the last 2 weeks to the Commanders?
They just lost in one game.
Okay.
Yeah, they just lost last week game, but that was actually a good close game that they probably could have actually won. But looking at the injury report right now, you know, Lattimore is out. The place kicker Austin Seaver's out, which nobody gives a damn about. But I don't see Brian Robinson on the injury report right now. So if Brian Robinson is back, which I'm gonna actually do some more research on, if Brian Robinson is back and Austin Eckler is playing the way he's playing, I'm definitely going with Commanders because that's gonna be difficult for the Eagles to stop.
Okay. Browns versus Saints. Rich, who you got? We already know who we got.
I went 2 in a row.
Man, the Browns are such a horrible team. Where are they playing at?
New Orleans.
They're playing in NO.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bees. I'm going with the Mardi Gras Bees. I'm going with
Hey, Winston coming back home now. Don't forget, Winston is coming back for revenge.
Yeah, he's really coming back to steal some more crab legs. That's it.
Hey, that's all we're gonna do. We just gonna put some crab legs on the ground. We got it.
Throw some interceptions.
All right, I got the Browns, man. Like you stated, Jameis coming back. We forget Myles Garrett is on the team, and Carr's going to be unprotected. So, yeah, I'm going to Browns. Next one, we got Vikings and Titans. Is unanimous, right?
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Yeah.
Okay. Jaguars versus Lions. Unanimous, right?
Unanimous.
All right.
Hey, group. I know I ain't part of this, but back to the Titans got a good defense now. They got a good defense.
So you think they're gonna beat Minnesota?
Minnesota, but you know, the backup quarterback has come back to earth. You know, they couldn't score a touchdown this past week. They won 12-7 against Jacksonville.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point against damn Sunshine. But I'm still going with Minnesota.
I got you. I probably would too. I ain't got to pick. I'm just saying.
He definitely would. So back to the competitive game. Ravens versus Steelers. Who you got, Will?
You said who?
Ravens versus Steelers.
Oh, Ravens.
So the Ravens are playing in Pittsburgh. All right. So Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. He's proved everybody, wrong. That he made the right choice with going to Sierra Wilson as a starting quarterback. I think they got. I think that they got some chemistry. I think they got some chemistry going on with George Pickens and Russell. So I'm going with Pittsburgh, man, for the upset. That's not an upset, in my opinion. 1-2 step. Everybody with me. Sierra Wilson.
Yeah. And then the safety for the Ravens, he's out. The defense already. Hamilton is out.
Oh yeah, that's
and the defense is already trashed pass wise.
Wet paper towels. Baltimore defense.
So, I think Russell has what you said, Sierra Wilson. I think Sierra Wilson has a breakout game.
Great game. Yep.
It won't even be close.
That boy said Sierra Wilson, Lord.
But not even Pickens. They picked up the other receiver in the trade.
Mike Williams. They pick up Mike Williams, who actually came through for them with that key touchdown that actually helped them beat, the Commanders. And like we were discussing last week, whether he's going to be an addition or not, whether they actually help out. I mean, they pay instant dividends with him scoring that touchdown and him being that big body. So Russ got to just throw that little moon ball up there, and them boys are going to go get it.
Yeah, because Pickens, he mossing everybody weekly.
Oh, he made a hell of a catch.
Absolutely. All right. Next game, Falcons and Broncos. Will the Broncos continue their streak against the NFC South?
You know what, man? I'm a Sean Payton. I'm from Atlanta.
I'm going to Broncos. Damn that.
I can't stand Sean Payton.
And you know why? I need them to lose. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going. Hey, let's go, Bo Nix. I'm going with the Broncos by 3. Okay. Oh, you ain't got nothing to say about that one, Hurst?
I do. The Bronco. I think. I mean, I'm not a picker here, but I'm leaning more towards the Broncos in this one because they got a defense, and defense wins championships, and I think they can shut down Atlanta. I mean, we'll see which Kirk come to play because we know when are they playing? They playing on prime time or they playing regular time?
It's regular. No.
Yes.
They got a 4 or 5 game.
They got the 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. I think it's going to be the Broncos if they can keep. If the Broncos, if Peyton can keep Nix under control and playing within that offense and let him use his legs, I think the Broncos have got a chance here. So I probably tend to lean them this game.
Absolutely. All right, moving along.
Man,
Bengals and
still
Chargers.
forgetting that 2-headed monster in the back, though.
Bengals and Chargers.
That's a good matchup, man. But they're gonna be in Inglewood.
Chargers.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Chargers. That
Jamar
defense,
Chase, that dude.
Jamar
Chase is that dude, man.
Just like my man was talking about the Denver defense. The Chargers got one of the top defenses in the NFL right now. With Bosa and them boys. So man, they're hard. They're giving up like 12.3 points a game or something like that. So I gotta lean towards that Chargers defense and think that those boys gonna actually come through and actually pull that off, man, because I don't know Joe Burrow gonna come out there and be Joe Burrow or if he's gonna come out there and be Slim Shady. So I'm going with Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Who you got, Will? Earth the Will. Earth the Will. He done took another edible.
Yeah.
No, man, my signal going out. I said Chargers.
Chargers. What you got, bro?
I think the Chargers won because the Bengals also their defense is horrible. As we saw last week, they were up all those points and they let the team come back. They just can't stop anybody. I mean, they can have Chase score. They can have 300 yards and give you 75 fantasy points, but they still gonna lose somehow. And they're playing in San Diego, and this Harbaugh, and he knows how to slow the game down. So I think I'm choosing my second favorite team, Chargers.
I like this guy already because that's my second favorite team. I just never told anybody.
Superchargers.
I don't want to hear all the scrutiny, but they in Inglewood now. They're the Los Angeles Chargers now.
Well, did we just become best friends?
Yep, we did. Hell yeah.
Hey, Raiders and Dolphins. Who you got, Will?
Dolphins.
Hey, you better tell Tua to stop tackling, folks. Who you got, Rich?
I'm going with Tua.
Even though everybody tiptoeing every time you take off running.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins winning that too. It ain't gonna be close. It's in Miami also.
Yeah.
Is unanimous?
Yeah.
I guess it's unanimous.
Yeah.
All right. Colts versus Jets. Wow.
Man.
I want the Colts to win just because it's Aaron Rodgers' ass. So
they need to flex this game to Wednesday.
Hey, Jets gonna win. Jets gonna win this game, but between this game and Raiders in Miami, I don't know what's the sorriest game of the week.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going back. I'm going with the Jets, man. I think they actually need this win, and the Colts are going back to Anthony Richardson. There's a lot of confusion on there. I want to root for the young man. We share the same last name, but he ain't it. So I'm going with Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Jets too, man. Enough is enough.
Man.
All right, Packers versus Bears. Ooh, do they destroy Caleb?
Packers, man.
Packers.
Packers.
I'm going with the Bears. It's in Chicago. Rams versus Patriots.
I'm going with Matthew Stafford.
Shit.
Rams.
Yeah, unanimous. Rams. Seahawks versus 49ers.
Ooh,
Gino done started answering them letters when they wrote him off. That's what he's doing. He answering those letters, man.
He's on the decline, man. I'm going with San Francisco, man. CMC is back. Brock Purdy had a decent game last week against you guys,
You
Corey.
ain't got to rub that in. We already talked about that.
I just
You
want to
ain't gotta
make
bring
sure.
it back up.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I got 2 games in a row, baby. So I got to talk my shit.
Hey, y'all won 2 games. Congratulations. Okay. But you ain't got to keep us out your mouth, man.
I got the 49ers.
Okay. Who we got? I got the 49ers. Everybody got 49ers unanimous. Okay, Chiefs versus
not me. No, fuck the 49ers.
Real got Seattle.
Okay, got it.
I can't stand the 49ers.
Chiefs
But you
versus
still
Bills.
Bills can't beat the Chiefs. Bills
Chiefs
can't
versus
never beat the
Bills.
Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
I'm going Bills. I'm
going
going
Bills.
Bills.
You already know
Well,
that.
the Bills should beat them. The Bills should beat them, but they should beat them the last 3 years.
Yeah,
And they can't seem to.
They can't. You're right. So I'm going with Kermit the Frog.
Hey. And then that Monday night game, I think it's blacked out. Texans versus Cowboys, the battle for Texas.
Texans.
Oh, Texans.
Texans.
Unanimous.
Texans.
Hey, I'm only saying that because Jerry need to make some changes, and we need to keep losing. We keep winning, they're gonna be status quo. So, I don't know. And I hope they start.
With them?
I just think it's the coaching and the player. I mean, they don't have the talent.
Yeah.
They don't have the talent to sustain, 4 quarters, or they're not using the talent where they should. And I don't think they should start Cooper Rush. They know what he can do. I think they should let the other kid play. I can't remember his name. Yeah, they should let him play this. Yeah, to see what he has. Let him make mistakes. The season done anyway. We about like the Panthers right now anyway. So it don't matter. We ain't going nowhere.
We're going the other way. We're excited.
Yeah, I understand.
Hey,
I
speaking each other in passion like,
hey, well then I say the Saints. We going the same way the Saints going there. So we going together on that ride.
Both of y'all. We beat
You
both
did.
of y'all.
You did.
ooh.
Hey, we beat both of y'all.
But I wouldn't tell nobody you beat both of us because that don't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, but we put up numbers though. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's right. You put up big numbers.
You know what, man?
Big numbers.
You guys picking up big numbers on Dallas. Everybody did it, but that was like Virginia Union beating down the other school the other day, 99-0. So
yeah, it was just like that. Yeah.
And everybody.
Yeah, it was just like that. Like we didn't beat the Steelers. That's why they put Russell Wilson. That's why they put Russell Wilson at quarterback when we beat the Steelers. You couldn't score on them.
So, okay, since we got you on here, where do y'all go from here? Where do you see them boys going?
We need to start using free agency like we used to. And so, I mean, they have a core group. I mean, we can't do nothing about Dak. Dak got paid and there's no trade clause. I mean, we got to rehabilitate him and play within his scheme. But we need a better offensive coordinator. We need some type of defense. We need defensive linemen, right? We got more gaps than what we can fill in the draft. We need to go to free agency. And the problem, that's the problem. We need about 7 pieces to be competitive.
What about coaching? Head coach?
No, we need a head coach. We need another head coach. I mean, it's just he's had enough chances. We've gone to the playoff 3 of the last 4 years, and one of those years we had one of the better records, and we lose in the first round, or we get the bye and lose in the first. We lose the first game. Let me say that we play. So, and it's been the same thing, and so we need a new GM too. So. Or a GM. We don't have one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's Jerry's all inclusive.
Jerry
got all those titles.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry was good when you didn't have a salary cap. That's when we were good because he could just throw money. But now when you money involved and you got to make these decisions, you got to sign people early, you got to see far out, and they're thinking they can go through the draft. You can't. Nobody's just winning through the draft today. None of these teams winning through the draft. Tampa Bay didn't win through the draft. I mean, they got some pieces, but they brought in Tom. Tom got them there, right? Then some defensive pieces too. I think Corey y'all brought in. Kansas City is always bringing in people. Every year they bringing in new people and they're winning. But they got a constant and they got a coach, but they bringing those pieces they need, right? So it's that's the difference, right? That's the difference and that's the problem with the Cowboys right now.
That's why I'm focused on the ticker. I ain't mean to cut you off. They just
There
said
you
on the
go.
ticket, Robinson out. He out for Sunday. Him and Lattimore.
Okay.
Commanders, yeah. So
Commanders losing.
I'm sticking with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm still
Yeah,
sticking with the
I'm
Commanders.
still gonna stay with the faith.
But the Commanders haven't really beat a team that's any good, right? Because they're playing their last place schedule. If you look at it, have they beat a team that's pretty good? When I say pretty good, that at least is close to a winning record.
Let's see. Well, we can't say the Bucks no more.
Oh, we beat them, homeboy.
Oh yeah, y'all beat.
Hey, the
I'm
Browns still
sorry.
coming down range.
Oh,
They beat them.
Oh, you
Oh.
sneak dissing. Oh, you said
did.
you can't say Bucks a good team.
He slid that in there. He slid that in there.
Hey, he slid.
He
Hey,
didn't get that. He didn't get that. All right. So I mean, they beat the Giants, the Bengals, the Cardinals. The Cardinals actually, I think, are trying to compete now for the NFC West. The Browns, they lost a close game to the Ravens. They beat the brakes off of us. They beat the Bears. They beat the Giants again, and they just lost to the Steelers. So yeah, you're right.
So
they really haven't beat anybody with a winning record.
They like the Big Ten.
Yeah. That is a good comparison.
No, I'm just saying they just haven't played anybody yet, and that's gonna challenge them defensively. That's all, except for Tampa, and Tampa beat them pretty good, and they challenged them defensively. They haven't there was nobody else because, like we said, the Bengals and Baltimore don't have a defense. Everybody scores on Baltimore. Everybody scores on the Bengals, and the Cardinals defense isn't great. I think did Mighty Mouse play that game? I don't remember if he played that game, but
yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. So it's just I think that's with them. They're not. It looks like they're ahead of schedule, and they've won more games than last year, I believe. But Daniels is a good quarterback if they don't ruin him, right? He's a good quarterback in a good scheme, but people gonna catch up towards the end of the year to what they're doing, right? And they're gonna figure out how do you stop Jane Daniels, and that's why I asked if Brian Robinson was playing because they didn't have any running game when he was out, except for Daniels. So, so just I just don't. I think they're frauds right now. They haven't played anybody.
Well, moving towards the rest of the season, outside of what I'm looking at, outside of the 2 games against the Eagles, and it depends on how the Falcons hold up. They got a very, very favorable schedule. They got a very favorable schedule. They play you guys twice. The Titans. Yeah, they got the Titans. Then they got the Saints, and they got the Falcons. So,
watch. Titans got a defense, right? So that game might be tough on them. Titans have the defense. The Saints, it depends on who show up. They're like Jekyll and Hyde, right? Whoever show up, Kamara and Carr showing up, or they not showing up, right? So, we'll see how they go out. I mean, even with the Cowboys with them, we'll see, what happens there. So, I mean, Cowboys getting their defense back around, so that's a good thing, right? And Marcus Lawrence is out, but they've gotten their defense kind of around, so we'll see how that folds out. Both their cornerbacks are back, so let's see what they do with them. Right? I'm just on the Commanders since we were talking about them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
Okay. Well, hey fellas, man. It's been a good show, man. I know we was all looking at the camera when we first started going off. You threw me for a loop, Corey. You threw me for a loop, man, because you always doing
I passed you the rock. I passed you the rock, and you sitting there like,
it's like hot pursuit. What I do with this? What I do with this, man?
Shoot your shot, my boy.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, another good show, man. Thanks for the great inputs, man. Some good insight, man. You got to come back. We made a vow to not talk about that team in Texas, but hey, it was a good conversation tonight. But yeah, please come back, man. And with that, man, it's a wrap.
Appreciate it, guys.
Easy, fellas.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, man.